And we're starting this morning in Kenya. Let's see what we can find on the Daily Nation.
Yeah.
It says there, of course, politics of unga. It says with the price of a 2-kilogram pack of maize meal crossing the 200 shillings mark for the first time in decades, and the cost of essential household commodities rising by more than 50% in 6 months. The uncomfortable consequences of runaway inflation in an election year have become fodder for politicians. Away from the bombast of rallies and call of speeches, Kenyans want solutions to their woes, and they want them now. It's pretty much the same thing in Nigeria. And, you know, what really shapes the conversation with regards elections as we get closer and closer to the 2023 elections. Of course, Kenya is having their presidential elections 2022, not 2023. We can also find here, standoff onto what? You can read more on that on the Daily Nation newspapers this morning. And, of course, other, bits and pieces concerning the elections, Raila's take and Ruto's take. I'm going to share just a little bit. Raila's take says here, improve access to affordable inputs such as seeds, fertilizer, and chemicals, and, of course, credit. While Ruto's take says, increase farm production by addressing the cost, quality, and access of inputs and providing farmers with the working capital to buy them. Furthermore, it says here, promote the agriculture processing and value addition and improve and expand market accessibility internally and for exports also. And Ruto is saying, increase the supply of quality seeds, I beg your pardon, including hybrid and high-yielding varieties, and continued investment in research and technological adoptions. These are some of the things you can find on the Daily Nation this morning in Kenya.
All right, let's come to Nigeria here with the Daily Independent. On the front page of the Daily Independent, we can see the big story here says, applicants groan as international passport scarcity hurts travel plans. Nigeria still prints document in Malaysia 15 years after. Corruption affecting printing document in Nigeria, says source. Now, this is a very important conversation, Osauge. I don't know if you've had to go through the hustle of getting your international passport here in Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, not in Lagos, but I have.
I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense why you would have to queue, go through all that stress. Why can't we get to the point where you have to go? You can go on an online site, fill in your details, go physically maybe for the capture, and then you can pick up your passport. And then if you have to do a renewal, you don't have to go there physically. Yeah. You can just apply. My friend was in Nigeria and then applied for a passport from the UK, and it was, she had it delivered to her in a matter of days.
Yeah, well, and here also, on the website, the immigration's website, it says, it costs about 13,000. But if you go to the office, you pay about 40.
You pay way more than that.
Yeah.
There's even the express packaging. And the downside to it is it's halted education. There are lots of Nigerians who have gotten scholarships abroad, some who have to travel for medical assignments or medical tourism of some sort. They're unable to go because of the passport issue. Yep. Anyway, moving on from that story, passage of water resources bill plots to enslave Nigerians. Autumn warns 18 die in accident on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. That's a very sad one. Gunmen abduct 2 Catholic priests again in Edo. Wow. That's on page 6. Nigeria may lose its democracy soon, says IPAC chairman, says threats against 2023 elections obvious. NDLEA intercepts 4.5 billion naira heroin in baby food. Ex-BRT driver excretes 90 pellets of cocaine at Lagos airport. These stories this morning are quite mind-boggling. PDP leaders move to avert Secondo's treatment for Ayu. I'll do everything possible to unite party, says Atiku. Amid high inflation, NGX posts best H122 turnover in 5 years. That's good news for them. So the first half turnover has been the best in 5 years. That's all right. And then the final story. Man sets house, children, wife ablaze in Kwara. That's on page 29.
No, Daily Independent doesn't have any good news.
No good news, not even one this morning. All right, let's hope that your next paper will have good news.
Well, hopefully. Let's go to Zimbabwe now and see what we can find on the Newsday newspapers. Just very few stories. It says here, fund launched for violence victims. And I'll read just a little bit what it says. It says diasporans under the Zimbabwe Solidarity Network Bana have launched a crowdfunding initiative to raise $100,000 for victims of political violence whose homes were burnt and their families displaced following violent clashes between Citizens Coalition for Change supporters and suspected ZANU-PF members in the country. It speaks about an Ali, who's a known CCC activist who was abducted, and her body was mutilated and was found 2 weeks later in the area. So yes, you can find more on that story on page 2 of the Newsday newspaper. It's actually just that story on the Newsday this morning. NACZ contributing to arts teaching in schools. That's on page 13. Those are the only stories that we can find on Newsday this morning.
And let's go to our final story this morning on the front page of the Citizen in Tanzania. On the front page of Citizen, LPG players point out Tanzania's frailties. And we can see here, still on the front page, AFC FTA to Africa. Use trade as a caution. And then what new financial year heralds? I beg your pardon. We also have here the final story I'll be taking. Democracy TZ at 30. They dared to dream and are today icons of political pluralism.